Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Milen and I'm a personal stylist, and today I'm late. I posted a schedule on my posts on the community board and really was optimistic on how quickly I could get these done, considering I also have clients and I'm also just moved into a new place. So this will keep changing the background as I add more things. I'm really excited about it, but I apologize. I also made that schedule when I was in my luteal, my follicular phase. Note to self, don't do that. Don't do that to your future luteal self because that's exhausting. But I will try to get as many done in this week since I have lots of energy. I'm ready to go. And today we're doing Flamboyant Naturals. If you missed, or if you are a soft natural, or you, like to wear their clothes, they can wear a lot of the same things that a flamboyant natural wears or a natural wears if you're so inclined to. I'll post that video up here, and like I said in my post and in other videos, I'm going to do an entire series. So every single body type, a shopping guide. It's going to be really exciting. I cannot wait for you guys to see all the other types. I will also note that the link down below will take you to the entire shop. So everything I talk about today and more for this body type, and the same is already up for soft naturals, so you can check that out down below. And as promised, a free download describing this body type, giving you kind of the style lines, as well as some shoppable links for you to go directly into what's best for a flamboyant natural. So let's get into it. As always, I'm going to be looking down because I have my laptop here to see what I'm talking about. So if you ever see that, that's what I'm doing. Let's start with tops. Now, the aim, or basically not even just top-wise, but overall, the aim for a flamboyant natural is loose, unconstructed, and long. They are long beings. They go on and on. I like to call them the beautiful willow tree because they've got this long stature, and then clothing kind of sits on them and can just drape, like not drape as in hug a curve line, because they don't really typically have curve or softness. They're more blunt and quite large boned and very tall, long limbs. And we want to honor that. We want to bring so much love to that shape by putting things on that just kind of cascade, flow in the wind, just like a willow tree. So today I'm going to focus on stores that are very geared towards this body type, but also maybe not ones you would think of. I don't want to go just to bohemian type of clothing stores. I want to show you a little bit more. Of course, I will include ones that have like natural essence and just naturally things that fall into this category so easily. But I also wanted to bring in clothing brands that you may not have considered for this body type. We want, again, that billowing, a lot of just kind of unconstructed. You do not need waist emphasis. So these two tops, I love a good wrap top. Wrap top all the way. So one is a true wrap top. The one from And Other Stories is a lot more of a wrap top. It's got a little shorter of a torso, and that's okay. If you want to do that in high-waisted pants, you can absolutely do it. Not everything has to be long all the time. It's just playing around with the proportions. So this would be a great one. It almost kind of has like a bell sleeve. It does kind of taper in and then bells out. But for someone who doesn't want to go super like boho, but still wants to honor their shape, I think this is perfect. It's also in a beautiful kind of linen fabric. Stunning. The second one is not actually a true wrap top, but it gives the illusion of that, and it does look really good on a flamboyant natural. In fact, I've said this so many times, but I'll say it again. Naturals just look incredible in wrapped things. A lot of body types do, but they just look really good in like wrap skirts, wrap dresses, wrap tops. So this is for someone who doesn't want to go full on the wrap side, but does want to kind of keep it kind of loose, relaxed, and unconstructed. However, if they may have classic essence or dramatic essence or something that demands that structure, you can go for like a slightly oversized button up with this belt that is kind of embedded, and it's not to create a waist, but it kind of keeps things feeling a little bit more put together, which is key for someone who has classic essence or someone who just doesn't want to look like completely relaxed all the time, because this may just not be your essence, but you have this body type. So that one's from Banana Republic. This one is from And Other Stories. These next two, I've got one that's a lot more, you know, for the casual side, and one that wants to be, again, a little bit more crisp, a little bit more put together, let's say, and less like completely draped and no shape. So the one here is from Everlane, and I would think this would be perfect for someone who has natural essence, who looks good in a Henley. In fact, so many naturals look really good. And if you have natural essence, typically you'll look really good in a Henley because it is just so relaxed and it's got that stretchy material. It's easy to move in. Honestly, you can tuck it in. It's got some cute details that I wanted to add in, like it does sort of come in here at the wrist, which I think is really cute. So it's not overly, you know, with no detail. And then the one here is a little bit sharper. It's got a tiny bit more structure to it, a little less relaxed. So if you did have dramatic or classic or just wanted something that maybe you could wear to work without feeling too stuffed in, especially because you're in the natural family, body type wise, anything too restrictive is just not great with that width. Right? We want to let it breathe. That's the whole point of naturals, is that things are kind of sitting on top. So I think this is a great like button-up alternative for someone who doesn't want long sleeves, especially in the spring and summer, because this is what this video is all about. It's the spring and summer edition. So I think this would be really light and easy to wear. And honestly, can be paired with jeans. It can be paired with like silk pants. It can be paired with a skirt. Whatever you want to do, depending if you're going to go more dressed up or more casual, has a lot more versatility than the one over here, which just demands like casualness. Next up, another beautiful shape on a Flamboyant natural is kind of like this billowing, no structure situation. And I think billowing for them is really no shoulder definition. It's just kind of like sitting, it's very flowy. And sometimes this kind of top can feel a lot or way too bohemian for some people that don't really want to be wearing like just a piece of cloth that kind of moves around in the wind. They want a little bit something else to it. So I've got two options here. This one from J. Crew is very classic feeling. It's got stripes in it. It could even be, you know, ethereal a little bit. Typically anything that has billowing or flow can be seen as ethereal, so it's a little easier to kind of take something and just make it ethereal, especially if you have the essence already. But it still has that relaxed feel. It's going to feel really nice on any width that you have. And again, it's got cuter details. Like it does have a little bow. It's got, you know, tapered in here, so it doesn't feel too much on the natural side without losing what you're honoring in your body type. So if you had ingénue, if you had classic, or if you had ethereal essence, I think this is a very easy way to bring that in without losing your shape and still feeling very in harmony with both of those things. The one over here is more or truer to kind of that really relaxed. It has almost no shape at all. It's got ruching at the top here, and that's kind of the only detail that you're getting. And it does kind of come in a little bit, but it's creating that really billowy, no shape whatsoever. It's not long, so you may want to wear high-waisted jeans with this or high-waisted skirt. But this is really for the ones that have that higher natural essence, that do want to kind of just feel loose and not restrained, not put together necessarily. They just want to feel relaxed. And it's easy, it moves. I also wanted to put this one in blue to kind of give you an idea of how to bring in gamine essence if you have it, especially if you have brighter coloring or you like to just play around with color, even if it's not your coloring. It can be difficult sometimes to find like exact pieces that are just so gamine. They exist, but I wanted to just show you that you can make things into your gamine essence just by color alone. And this one's from Madewell, which is, by the way, such a great brand for any naturals, including soft naturals that I did yesterday, or anyone that has just natural essence. I think this is such a great brand. They use a lot of natural materials and things that kind of are naturally billowy and unconstructed. They tend to be more relaxed. J. Crew and Madewell are actually owned by the same company, and J. Crew is closer to classic essence, and then Madewell definitely brings in more natural essence. So if you're looking for essence specific, that's the way to go. So these next two still follow that billowy rule, but I wanted to kind of show what your peplum-like tops would be. So if anyone has a bit more of ingenue or romantic essence and wants to bring in more of that femininity without just having things that have zero shape or is just so unconstructed, this is how you would do it. So you can still technically define your shape as long as the rest of the piece leans towards relaxed or feels like it can breathe, that it kind of just flows and has less construction everywhere else. So this one over here from And Other Stories really does bring in a little bit more of that femininity to it. I think this could work especially for a flamboyant natural because the billowing is so large that you don't get lost in it because of your large bone structure. Anyone else that does not have like larger bone structure is going to feel swallowed up by this. It's bigger bones plus long bones are gonna really look great in this. So it's not necessarily about soft or angular in this point. It's more about, can your bone structure handle it? Billowing, yes, absolutely, flamboyant naturals can. And so I think this is like your time to shine, you know? And it coming in at the waist really does bring a little bit more of that femininity. I wanted to show it in a pink color to also bring in some ingenue essence or gamine essence if you want. And it's got more of an impact in that way. It also has really beautiful detailing. It's got stitching along the collar side of it, so it keeps it a bit more interesting, a little bit more of that art element there. And then it's got those like really kind of cute ruffled ruching in the details of the tapering sections, which I just think is super cute. This next one is what I think an ethereal would look really good in because it's got almost like that sculpted art piece look to it. Dramatics could even, if it was in black, work really well here too. And it does feel like it's very structured, but at the same time, very flowy because of that billow and like unconstructed vibe at the top there. And then there's like big shoulders, big sleeves that give a lot of room, a lot of relaxed, you know, ness to it. And it almost feels like a peplum top. So it is still bringing that romance in there, that femininity, if you really wanted to bring that into your shape. I think this would be so beautiful. It feels kind of mermaidy without being too bohemian, which is kind of what I want to find today so that we're not just sticking to what you see all the time for this body type. So this one is just stunning. I think the construction's beautiful. And again, it's got that really beautiful detailing on it. And this one's also from And Other Stories, which is another brand I did not introduce in the soft naturals, but I really wanted to here. You're gonna see it like pop in and out of different body types. The next two is going to be more on the bohemian side because boho is back. Like it is back in a big way. You're gonna start seeing it everywhere. So if that is your vibe, and you know, think about I think it was, well, when Mary-Kate and Ashley made it really cool back in the early 2000s, and it was everywhere. That brand Chloe was a big deal. And it was this just like draped ruffles. It brought in the femininity into that very natural, like no shape. The two paired creates this really beautiful ethereal essence as well. And for this one over here in Aritzia, there are so many copies of this, and this is in reference to kind of a classic Chloe shape, a very expensive brand. So for people who cannot afford that, more mainstream brands are bringing in that style, and it was made for a flamboyant natural. This is stunning on you guys. Like it is so beautiful. This is the kinds of tops that I see on a flamboyant natural and I'm like, I need that. And then you put it on, you go, no, it's not for me. it was designed for someone who has extremely, strong bone structure in their body lines that really hold up lots of fabric, excess fabric essentially. But basically any natural type could pull this off because of that stature is just like, and that width holding it, stunning. And then I wanted to give just kind of another option, same kind of idea, but this one is a lot more fun and frilly, and you could argue this could go onto the gamine side. It's definitely on the ethereal side. It's very moving and flowing, and then the roses or the flower pattern really brings in that femininity, that romance, the romantic essence there as well. This one's from Aritzia, and this one is from And Other Stories. The last two, I think a good tunic type in a linen or something that feels kind of in that zone would look really beautiful on you guys. It's kind of like you're teetering into a dramatic body type here because it is a little boxy, but it's got more of that linen fabrics in it, so it feels a bit more relaxed. It feels a little bit more on the unconstructed side and on the natural side. So if you have natural essence, this is your jam. So on this side here, again from J. Crew, it has like a tiny bit of that classic essence there. It feels very classy and very, put together, but then it's got this beautiful embroidering, so you could argue this could be an ethereal essence. It's also got like drop shoulder idea, so it's not sharp, which makes it not a dramatic line, and it is a flamboyant natural line, and it's kind of longer too, so your stature could really hold on to this. Pair it with, there's a pair of pants that comes with it. It's so cool. You'll just be one long, beautiful, monochromatic piece. And then over here, we've got sort of the same kind of idea, tunic style, but I wanted to show a shorter length one, especially for summer when you don't want to wear like a long sleeve one. And this one brings in that ingenue, that cuteness kind of vibe to it, which I know a lot of people who are quite tall can sometimes feel like it's hard to find ingenue pieces because they're tall and they look like, the grown woman, and they're trying to bring in that cute innocence, and that can be a little difficult. So I think using these little intricate or tiny little flower details in it, and it's got a little bit of lace, but it's not overly sexy, it's definitely more on the cute side, this would be a great option. And again, it's got that billowing, no shape effect with nice, long, high-waisted pants or skirts or shorts. This could be a winner. And again, I did the J. Crew and the Madewell situation. Okay, so I wanted to give you just an option. I know we talk a lot about how sweaters are just so beautiful on any natural body type, but it doesn't mean that you can't wear something that feels a little bit more on the classic side, that isn't like this giant, chunky, relaxed thing. Maybe you want to feel a bit more put together and want to put in some cashmere, but you're not a dramatic classic, for instance. You can still wear this, and I wanted to show two kind of options depending on the intensity of classic you want to go. So this one, Reformation, it always uses really high quality fabric, so already check for classic. It's got a little bit more closer to your body, but not super tight necessarily. It still has drop shoulder, which is what we want to aim for with that width. And it is a lighter fabric, so it's a lighter knit, which generally is not recommended for flamboyant naturals, but I don't believe in that being like a stand rule, because what do you do when it's summertime and you don't want to wear a thick, heavy knit? This is a great option. With rolled sleeves like that, keeps it a bit more casual. It's slightly oversized, which you can handle. And I think in that kind of cashmere-like fabric, very, very luxurious. Then on the other side, from Madewell, we're going into more of that gritty, natural texture. It has more of that feel to it. It's not as soft and luxurious or higher end looking. So if you wanted to go a bit more relaxed, but you didn't want to do like a heavy, big knit for the spring and summer, this would be it. It's got drop shoulder, it's got the raglan look, it's got, a very boat neck type neckline, which is great for your width. And again, slightly oversized without being extreme and still kind of feeling put together. You can dress that up and down depending on what you pair it with. And then I wanted to show some very cute options that I think no one really talks about. Sleeveless. Sleeveless sweaters, I mean, you cannot go wrong with like a vest or a tank in the spring and summer, and it can be a little difficult to find. So I wanted to just show that you can still do this. Yeah, it's gonna be a little tighter on you, but honestly, you could just go up a size and then it works for you because you can handle like slightly oversized things. So here on or left to me, I guess it would be right to you. I'm not even gonna try to figure that out. From Reformation, brings in that classic and romantic in this beautiful red color. It's honestly a timeless piece. Like, you can never go wrong with this. It's got a nice V, which does look good on Flamboyant Naturals. And again, if you wanted to go up a size, you could, to kind of keep it more slouchy, a little bit more relaxed, or honestly just keep it to your size. It's all good. You could pair it with like billowy, more like oversized high-waisted pants. That would look so good. So this way you can bring in a little bit of more sophistication and not just be bohemian. But if you did want to stick to a little bit more on the natural side, this kind of crochet styled tank, summer tank, is perfect. It's a lot more slouchy, it hangs, it's got more drape to it. So that's going to be super honoring your shape, as well as if you have that natural essence, or I do think sometimes knits and crochet do look good on ethereal, so you can keep that in mind. If you have dramatic essence, I think you could go closer to the Reformation one. Lastly, I wanted to show some wrap options because, like I said, wrap looks good on you. And this way you could also find like a nice cardigan, which again doesn't have to be super thick and bulky necessarily, but these definitely are on the warmer side. So this would be great for the end of spring, in the evening when things cool down, and you can definitely transition into the fall very, very easily. This one over here from And Other Stories is so beautiful. If I could wear this, you guys, I would, but I would drown. I would drown. You would never see me. I would disappear. But I just love the relaxed feel to this. Yeah, there's a tie, but it's done in such a way that it's not the focal point. The waist is still not the focal point. It just feels a little bit more put together, and it still has that very, very relaxed idea, especially with the sleeves rolled up the way she did it here. Stunning. It's got a very open neckline, drops shoulder, and then in this very luxurious, slightly, I guess, classic essence type of fabric. That's what you want, then this would be perfect for you. And it's got a thicker quality to it without being chunky necessarily. So again, I think it would be definitely warmer than the other knits I showed you, but great for as like a jacket or in the evening. Perfect. And then if you want like a true cardigan, technically speaking, really long cardigans look best on you. But that can be a little difficult to find like a good one in the spring and summer, and they didn't seem to be as available in stores right now. So I wanted to show you one similar to the one I showed you for the soft naturals, but this one's a little bit more oversized and a little bit more relaxed. For someone who has higher natural essence, this would be fantastic. And it really is slouchy, but it's not, again, super thick. It's thicker side than the other ones, but it's not gonna feel like a big chunky winter sweater. It's still gonna feel appropriate for spring and summer. Outerwear. Now I will say this, most of the jackets and outerwear that I showed in the soft natural video could definitely work for Flamboyant Naturals easily. So I just wanted to give you a few more options here. These are a little bit more slouchy and a little bit long, which does look really great on a Flamboyant Natural. We got two options here. One maybe a little bit more gamine. It's cute. It's got a fun pattern. This one's from Free People, the first item of Free People that I've shown, I think. And I really want to stay away, like I said, from showing too much Free People because it's too obvious. And honestly, you could wear like anything there for this body type. But this one I thought was great for a gamine. There's also a leopard print version, so the polka dot one is the one I'm showing today. I just think it's so cute, and it's very slouchy, it's long, it doesn't have a belt, so you don't need it. It's going to follow those beautiful lines down to the bottom. And then the one over here is a little bit more on the dramatic side. We've got leather, it's dark, it's a little bit more sharp looking. You could definitely wear it if you were a dramatic body type as well. But for Flamboyant Naturals, they do look really good in leather. And if you have dramatic essence, even better. And again, you can't go wrong with a leather jacket for any of the naturals. That will just last you forever. Unless it does not go with your essences, just don't do it. This one I think could even be longer, but it's great because it's for someone who doesn't want like a trench coat 24/7. This would be a great transitional to fall and kind of early spring idea. So maybe not great for the summertime, but if you do have like days that are cooler where you live, then this would really, really work. Or if you're on the other side of the world in Australia and it's fall right now, going into winter, here you go. The next two options, I wanted to give one for classic essence. This is a trench coat, but it has no sleeves. So it'd be really cool for like spring and summer, you know, the chillier mornings or, you know, evenings that get chilly, where you don't want to wear like a full-on trench coat, that this could be a cool option. I know this is the back of it, but honestly, it's just like a normal trench in the front. I just love that it doesn't have sleeves. I think that's kind of gamine-ish too. So if you wanted to be a little cheeky with it, you could. And if you had a little bit of classic essence mixed in, this would be really, really interesting. Again, this is probably where most of the Free People stuff is going to be, is in the jackets, because they do jackets really, really well for this body type. Then if you wanted something shorter, but not like a true jacket, a shacket as they call it, was made for you. So honestly, you don't even need to go this relaxed with it. There are more classic options as well, like on J. Crew and stuff, but this, you'll always look good in it. It's very relaxed, it's very just unconstructed, cool, and if your essence has natural in it, then yes, this will look amazing on you. Dresses. I wanted to start out with two shorter dresses because I think we shove it down your throat that you have to wear long, but, and I say this to a lot of my clients that are Flamboyant Naturals, you have incredible long legs, and sometimes you gotta show those off. Like, I think, why not? The difference though, when we're doing a shorter dress or skirt with this body type, is you still want it to be unconstructed. It's not gonna be very sharp and like super constructed or structured or feeling very put together the way a classic would or a flamboyant gamine would, for example. It's gonna feel very slouchy and does not need waist emphasis in it, really. But then you get to show off your beautiful long legs and look incredible doing it. So I definitely don't always think long is best. It just does honor your length. These two actually from Banana Republic. This one over here is definitely more on the natural side. It's got super relaxed vibes going on. It's got linen, which is a great fabric for your essence, and it's breathable for the summertime. It would be great like thrown on top of a bathing suit if you're at the beach, or if you just wanted to wear some really cute sandals and have like what she's wearing with a bag and a cute sun hat. You could go shopping, you could be walking around with that and it would look stunning. Especially if you wanted to cover your arms from the sun. It's not gonna be too hot on you because it's a linen, perfect. Then the one over here is kind of what I'm wearing today. I have one very similar, but mine's a bit more constructed, and it's a t-shirt dress. So this one is a cotton, which is very breathable, great for the spring and summer, and that I believe is the same material as this one. And then with this like relaxed tie, I think that's cool. It's not really creating a waist, it's just adding excess fabric, which you look cool in and you look really good in. And it keeps it from being too much of a straight, sharper line. It kind of adds a little bit more dimension to it and adds a bit more of like flow, let's say. Next, I wanted to show you two jumpsuit ideas because jumpsuits, you look so good in a jumpsuit. This one over here from Anthropologie is a little bit more structured, it's a bit sharper. So if you have dramatic essence or gamine essence with this color, you could definitely go for this. You could even argue that it could go into classic because it is a bit more put together. Stunning. It's got that drop shoulder idea, really beautiful, very open. So even though it's a button up and a bit more stiff fabric, the shape of it is still relaxed. And then this one, full relaxed vibe. You could pull this off. This is the body type to do it. It completely has no shape and it looks so elegant on this body type. So soak it in. It's so beautiful. You're really honoring that length, that angularity, and that bluntness by having kind of like a drapier effect to it. Technically speaking, this could also work for a dramatic body type, but I do think the fabric brings it into the natural side because it's got that linen, breathable, has zero waist emphasis, which also is super beautiful on you. And if you pair it with like some heels and some jewelry, you could dress it up and you're the body type to pull that off. The next two I think are great options for the wedding season as a wedding guest. I think can be really easy, honestly, for this body type to find a dress because they look really good in long pieces and that things that kind of don't have too much construction to it. So these are two options. One over here, I really wanted to show another gamine because I did say it's a little difficult sometimes to find things that are like straight gamine. But if you look at the pattern, it's fun, it's funky, it's a little bit quirky. If you had a little bit of ethereal essence, this could also work. And then we got that asymmetrical line, which I have not even talked about yet, and also looks incredible on a flamboyant natural. It's also long, which looks good every day, all day. And this is from Faithful, the brand, which I haven't introduced yet for this body type. And then over here, we've got beautiful silk fabric, and it's just draping. It could be a little bit more romantic. So if you were a softer body type, this could also work because it is a little bit more hugging and definitely following curves. But because of the stature and the kind of like the relaxed idea to it, if you had romantic essence with this body type, this would be stunning. So beautiful, long, and a very much of a flow idea. Slight, emphasis on curves if you have a little bit. I think that would just look stunning. The next two are a little bit more structured, but again, they honor the length that we're looking for. This one over here they're both from J. Crew, but this one over here, it's got, I don't know if you can see it in the picture, but when you do click on the links, it's got tiny little detailing around the sleeves, and it's little lace details, and I think that is so super, super cute, especially if you have Ingenue essence. And then it does have like a really beautiful light blue color, again, for the Ingenues. You look great in pastels, especially if that is your coloring. It does, I believe, come in different colors, so if that's not your coloring, no big deal. But what I love about this is that it's got that really open idea. It's honoring that width at the top. It's long, long, long. Yes, it has a little bit of a waist emphasis, but it's not insanely in any way. It's more that it has that length to it. Because I think it might be a little tad long on a soft natural, depending on their height. This one over here, if you recognize that this is kind of the same idea as that tunic I showed earlier, really great for an ethereal or for someone who has really high natural essence, because it just isn't just a draped tunic. Like it covers everything, but your shape can totally pull this off without completely drowning you or losing you. It just looks like you're the walking piece of art, which I think is super cool. Skirts. This skirt over here technically could also work for just a straight natural because it's a bit more on the moderate side, but I wanted to give you options for, again, wedding or dressed up looks. This one's got this beautiful satin fabric, and again, just long, a staple. This one over here from Reformation adds a little bit more sexiness to it because it's got a little bit of lace detail. A slit would be stunning for someone who has high romantic essence in this body type. This one too, but I think this would look really stunning on someone with ethereal essence because it's got that shimmery kind of iridescent look to it. Next up, you really do want at least one, just one wrap skirt because it looks stunning on you. So over here, I put a kind of dressed up one a little bit. It could be great for like someone with ethereal essence because it is sculpted, it's pleated, it's got a little bit more intrigue to it, and it's got like asymmetrical lines to it, which I think is really stunning, and more of, like I said, sculpted look to it. This one over here is much more relaxed on the natural side, just a standard wrap, long like maxi skirt. You can wear that all summer long. Like you'll just always look fantastic in that, especially if you do have natural essence. The next two, I wanted to give like a more casual version and then a more dressed up version. So the casual one, absolutely, you could wear this with like dressed up, dressed down. It's so versatile and it is a bit more stiff, which does look great on your angularity. And it's not too overly flowy, but it still gives the impression that it's flowy. That's what's beautiful. And it's got a bit of a drop waist too to it, which you look stunning in. And then this one over here is actually not from, where's this from? Reformation. And that one is great for if you want to get dressed up, but you don't want to wear a dress skirt option, and beautiful for someone who has ingenue essence that wants to bring in a little bit of a cutesy vibe, or even this teeters onto the romantic side as well. I got just one pair or two pairs technically of shorts to show you because you can wear very similar shorts to the soft naturals, so you could check that video out. But I wanted to bring in something a little different over here from And Other Stories. Can we just take a moment at how cool these are? Like if you have dramatic essence, check this out. Look how cool. This could be ethereal, this could be natural with dramatic, like it would have to pair with a bit more of a structured essence with it, but it's just so cool. It's got ties, it's got pleats, it looks like a suit. It's so cool. So I had to include that one, and you would be the body type to really pull this off. One over here is just like a slightly larger, longer short that I maybe showed in the soft natural, and does kind of bring in a little bit more on the classic side of things, maybe a bit more relaxed. It's a linen, not as stiff as this one. Pants. Could not do this entire thing without showing you a good pair of like jeans and a pant that is high-waisted and flared, because that's what looks great on you. So over here they're both from Anthropologie, but over here we've got the kind of more of a dressed up pant that you could wear if you want to dress it up or dress it down. It's jean-like material, and it just, the high waist and the flare is always a win. It's always a win for you guys, so live it up. Same thing over here, a good pair of casual jeans for more of the natural essence. Yes. Next up, I wanted to bring in some fun pants for the gamines or anyone that has just wanting to bring a little bit more to this essence or to this body type that doesn't just feel like earthy tones linen, right? You can bring in silk. So both of these are kind of like silk-like. This one over here from Faithful, the brand, is very gamine, I think. It's got almost like a retro vibe to it. It's very relaxed, very long, perfect for this body type. And then if you wanted to bring in a little bit more on the ethereal side of things, with the pattern, I think this would be beautiful. It's got florals, but it feels like pieces of art in the kind of silk-like flowy fabric pant. And the last two are kind of more on that classic idea that I was talking about. I shouldn't use the word classic, but the very standard idea of a flamboyant natural is like just a good linen pant. One over here is a lot more put together, so if you had a bit of classic essence or you wanted to wear something to work, this would look fantastic on you. This one, much slouchier, much more oversized, very relaxed, very, very natural. This one from Quincy, and this one from Anthropologie. And that is it. We're done. We did it. Just kidding. I have so many more to do. Please let me know down below if this is your body type, if you own any of things like this, or if any of these really resonated with you. Please pop it down below. I'd love to hear it. I'd also love to hear what essences you do have, and maybe the issues that you have finding clothes to match your essence. Put it down below. As promised, like I said, the link to download the free guide will be down below, and the link to the entire shop if you want to explore more for this body type. Thank you for watching, and I hope you all have a beautiful, flowy, natural day.